Now, May 29th, 2025 will forever be ingrained into the mind of The Wire actor Trey Chaney and his son Malachi after an EF2 tornado in Henry County, Georgia, completely leveled their home. During the twister, Trey's son Malachi was sent flying hundreds of feet in the air. Malachi spent weeks in the hospital with life-threatening injuries. Now, Malachi is out of the hospital working towards his recovery.
How old are you with Shepherd?
Yeah. Chick-fil-A. I ain't been Chick-fil-A since everything. So.
This story is of resilience and truly a special one about the bond between a father and a son. I'm joined now by Trey and Malachi Chaney. Malachi, I want to start first by asking you how you're feeling, how your recovery has been going since you've been out of the hospital.
Man, I've been feeling amazing. I feel back to my normal self like I did before. And once again, just always grateful to God because it's still just amazing to me just how hearing the injuries that I suffered and then seeing how I'm back to myself is truly a blessing.
You have that energy and that you're uplifting right now. Malachi, I want to ask you about that moment, though, because I know you don't remember much from that whole period because you were, in a coma, right? You were knocked out. When you first came to in the hospital, what was that moment like?
Yeah, I'll never forget it. First time I gained consciousness of like my surroundings is my first day as Shepherd. And I remember thinking that I was having a bad dream. I called my parents, had a deep conversation, and I want to give a shout out to my roommate and his mom during that time. They comforted me very well, and just finding out that it was all true, it was a shocking feeling, but it was also a grateful feeling to still be alive here today.
Mm-hmm. And it's sadly a nightmare that so many families can relate to during the severe season. Trey, I want to ask you as a father, could you kind of explain what happened to your family during this storm?
Yeah, so me and Malachi had a beautiful day, May 29th. We woke up, as father and son, like we've been doing since his whole 19 years of his life. When we got in the house, we were packing to actually go out of town. And I remember sitting on the edge of my bed, maybe like around 3 p.m., and Malachi said he was going to go in his room to play his video game, and the wind just didn't sound like the wind. The rain didn't sound like rain. It sounded like it was a train in my house. And before I know it, my walls, my TVs, my dressers were flying towards my face. And when I woke up with my face in the mud with sheets wrapped around me because I was sitting on the edge of the bed. And I wake up and there's no roof. The roof is in somebody else's yard. And when I looked to the side where Malachi would have been, nothing, our belongings, nothing from the house was there except bricks. And, finding out that, or seeing my son, them saying that he was thrown 300 feet when the neighbors found him maybe 45 minutes to an hour, it's the scariest, most traumatic feeling ever. And me and my wife are still really battling, with PTSD. But as a family, we're all in therapy. And just to be sitting next to Malachi right now, as a father, it's like a beautiful feeling. We still got a long road to recovery. We all got to heal. Malachi's injuries are still what they are. And right now at Shepherd Pathways, he's doing amazing in physical therapy.
It just speaks to your strength that you guys can talk about this and share this experience, because there's so many families that have gone through severe storms that can relate to losing so much and losing a loved one or getting grave injuries. And then there's that fear of, is this going to happen again? And Malachi, for you, what is this like now? Does this kind of give you an experience that gives you kind of a whole new meaning for life?
Absolutely. I remember when I first gained my consciousness, this made me extremely positive and have a different outlook on life. Just being grateful and never take any moment for granted, whether that's with friends from high school, college, my parents, my grandparents, my entire family, just to never take anything for granted. And, life could be short just like that.
Yeah.
But by the graces of God, I'm here, and just to never take this world for granted at all.
Powerful words. And Trey, something that really stuck out with me when we first talked was the conviction in your voice when we were talking and you were saying, I don't care about my things. I don't care about my legacy. I don't care anything. I just want Malachi to be okay. I want to take care of him. I want to ask you about what your bond is like with Malachi and also with your home. I know everything was lost. What is the path forward for your family?
Well, right now, of course, when you speak about the bond between father and son, you practically watch Malachi grow up his whole 19 years from the first moment I held my son, June 1st, 2006, to now, and us experiencing so many great things together, but also experiencing this traumatic experience, of course, has brought our bond even closer. And now, of course, we lost everything. We lost the house, all of our possessions, the car, but with having Shepherd Center, really provide us with housing while Malachi is doing his intense physical therapy is a blessing. My wife, Aisha, me, her, and Malachi together are just like, the bond is truly strong. And again, material things, fame, money, cars, clothes, at that point, my perspective on life changed. It doesn't matter. What matters is Malachi having his life, me having my life, and my wife, Aisha, having her life.
Such great advice for many to think about as we continue on with the severe season and the storms that continue on. Trey and Malachi Chaney, thank you so much for sharing your story with us here and kind of keeping us updated with this entire recovery process. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.